So in our last video, we started learning about JavaScript variables when we learned about the var, the let, and the constant. So in this video, I'm going to start learning about JavaScript operators. So operators are used to perform different mathematical and logical computations. So we have the arithmetic operators, we have the logical operators, we have the comparison operators, we have a lot of them. So let's start looking at them gradually. So now we're going to look at the first operator, which is the arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operators, just like if you want to do your basic mathematical operations like the addition, the subtraction, the multiplication, the division, and the modulo. In programming language, there's something what we call modulo, which returns the. Don't worry about it. You'll see how it's going to work, for instance. So now, basically, let's see how it works now. So now the arithmetic operators. So now let's create a variable. Let's say let salary. Let salary. Let salary is equals to, let's say our home take is 150,000. Okay. Then let's say our allowance. Let's say allowance is, let's say we have been paid 25,000 as an allowance. 25,000 as an allowance. Okay. So now let's say create a variable, let's say month for 12 month, for instance. Okay. So now we see we have three variables: salary, allowance, and month, for instance. So now let's look at the mathematical operators. So we're going to add the salary and the allowance for a particular month. Then we're going to times it by the number of months to get our annual income. Okay. So now let's create a variable that's going to start, let's say annual. So let's say now, for example, so since we have salary, so there is something called the basic rule in mathematics, the BODMAS. So we have to start with the bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Same thing here. So now let's say now we want to add the salary and allowance. Get the value first before we're going to times it with the year. So we can put it in the bracket. So let's say salary, then plus is going to add with allowance. Okay. Then after all has been done, so we're going to times it by the month. Okay. You get it? So now we can do console.log to log the annual. Okay. So now let's save it. So let's go back to the browser to see what we have. Okay. Right here. As this scale. So now let's refresh it. You see we have our annual is, what is this? 2.1 million. So our annual take is 2.1 million. Oh, such a huge money. Okay. Okay. At least 2.1 million is okay for you. So that basically that's the arithmetic operators. Then we have the assignment operators, just like what we saw. After declaring a variable, then you assign a value to it. Same thing using the equals to sign. So, but basically, for instance, let's say for instance now, let's say the annual here, annual operators. So now let's say we want to add, let's say after getting the annual, so let's say we want to add something to it. So we can, let's say we want to add 50,000 to it. So we can do plus is equals to, same thing as annual is equals to annual, same thing as this, annual plus 50,000. Okay, plus 50,000. Okay, so instead of repeating the annual here, so you can just say annual plus is equals to, then you leave it as 50,000 here. So now instead of the 2.1 million here, so now we have added 50. So let's refresh it. See, we have added the extra 50 to it. Okay, so that's the assignment operators. So if you want to reduce it, you can use the, instead of the addition, you can move it to negative. If you want to times it, you can use it to the multiple. It's going to multiply it by that. Okay, that's That's the assignment operators. Then the next one is the next one we're going to look is the comparison operators. So we're going to leave it in the next video. We're going to discuss about the comparison operators.